This is Chapter 62 of The Boy's Life of Mark Twain. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. The Boy's Life of Mark Twain by Albert Bigelow Paine, Chapter 62, A New Era of Billiards. With the return to New York, I began a period of closer association with Mark Twain. Up to that time our relations had been chiefly of a literary nature. They now became personal as well. It happened in this way. Mark Twain had never outgrown his love for the game of billiards, though he had not owned a table since the closing of the Hartford house 15 years before. Mrs. Henry Rogers had proposed to present him with a table for Christmas, but when he heard of the plan, boylike, he could not wait, and hinted that if he had the table right now he could begin to use it sooner. So the table came, a handsome combination affair, suitable to all games, and was set in place. That morning, when the dictation ended, he said, "Have you any special place to lunch to-day?" I replied that I had not. "Lunch here," he said, "and we'll try the new billiard table." I acknowledged that I had never played more than a few games of pool, and those were very long ago. "No matter," he said. "The poorer you play, the better I shall like it." So I remained for luncheon, and when it was over we began the first game ever played on the Christmas table. He taught me a game in which caroms and pockets both counted, and he gave me heavy odds. He beat me, but it was a riotous, rollicking game, the beginning of a closer relation between us. We played most of the afternoon, and he suggested that I come back in the evening and play some more. I did so, and the game lasted till after midnight. I had beginner's luck, nigger luck, as he called it, and it kept him working feverishly to win. Once when I had made a great fluke, a carom followed by most of the balls falling into the pockets, he said, "When you pick up that cue this table drips at every pore." The morning dictations became a secondary interest. Like a boy, he was looking forward to the afternoon of play, and it seemed never to come quickly enough to suit him. I remained regularly for luncheon, and he was inclined to cut the courses short that we might the sooner get upstairs for billiards. He did not eat the midday meal himself, but he would come down and walk about the dining-room, talking steadily that marvelous, marvelous talk which little by little I trained myself to remember, though never with complete success. He was only killing time, and I remember once, when he had been earnestly discussing some deep question, he suddenly noticed that the luncheon was ending. "Now," he said, "we will proceed to more serious matters. It's your shot." My game improved with practice, and he reduced my odds. He was willing to be beaten, but not too often. We kept a record of the games, and he went to bed happier if the tally-sheet showed a balance in his favor. He was not an even-tempered player. When the game went steadily against him he was likely to become critical, even fault-finding, in his remarks. Then presently he would be seized with remorse and become over-gentle and attentive, placing the balls as I knocked them into the pockets, hurrying to render this service. I wished he would not do it. It distressed me that he should humble himself. I was willing that he should lose his temper, that he should be even harsh if he felt so inclined. His age, his position, his genius gave him special privileges. Yet I am glad, as I remember it now, that the other side revealed itself, for it completes the sum of his humanity. Once, in a burst of exasperation, he made such an onslaught on the balls that he landed a couple of them on the floor. I gathered them up, and we went on playing as if nothing had happened, only he was very gentle and sweet, like a summer meadow when the storm has passed by. Presently he said, "This is a most amusing game. When you play badly it amuses me, and when I play badly and lose my temper it certainly must amuse you." It was but natural that friendship should grow under such conditions. The disparity of our ages and gifts no longer mattered. The pleasant land of play is a democracy where such things do not count. We celebrated his 71st birthday by playing billiards all day. He invented a new game for the occasion, and added a new rule for it with almost every shot. It happened that no other member of the family was at home. Ill health had banished everyone, even the secretary. Flowers, telegrams, and congratulations came, and a string of callers. He saw no one but a few intimate friends. We were entirely alone for dinner, and I felt the great honor of being his only guest on such an occasion. On that night, a year before, the flower of his profession had assembled to do him honor. Once, between the courses, when he rose, as was his habit, to walk about, he wandered into the drawing-room, and, seating himself at the orchestrelle, began to play the beautiful Flower Song from Faust. It was a thing I had not seen him do before, and I never saw him do it again. He was in his loveliest humor all that day and evening, and at night, when we stopped playing, he said, "I have never had a pleasanter day at this game." I answered, "I hope 10 years from tonight we shall be playing it." "Yes," he said, "still playing the best game on earth." End of Chapter 62.